The Kids Left Behind book study, take 1.
Today we'll be discussing Chapter 4, Ensure Effective District and School Leadership. Kyla, you first.
When effective leadership is present, a district's poor and minority students demonstrate a steady improvement in learning and achievement. In recent years, concepts and strategies from the world of business have entered into the public education. Site-based management has replaced the more traditional top-down management in many districts. Over the past 30 years, school improvement has focused on a wide assortment of innovations, but rarely, if ever, has student achievement been used to evaluate the effectiveness of the new approaches. Tessa.
It has become apparent that schools with effective leadership are proving to have high achievement and academic proficiency, even with underachieving poor and minority students. The most essential part is administrators need to be the leaders who improve performance in underachieving students. Ways administrators can be leaders are by communicating and operating with strong ideas about learning. The administrator needs to be knowledgeable about curriculum, instruction, and assessment. They need to ensure that all faculty is current on theories and practices. Monitors for effectiveness of school practice. The administrator needs to be adaptive to current situations and needs to be able to inspire and lead.
Thank you, Tessa.
Leadership priorities at the district level. There's 8 specific actions that are essential at the district level. The first one is to demonstrate moral and political will. The second one is to acknowledge poor performance and seek solutions. The third is to promote a vision of high achievement for all students. Fourth, establish measurable goals and monitor progress. 5 is to institute accountability and data-driven instructional improvement. The 6th is to target students who need to prioritize resources and funding. 7 is to provide relentless support for teachers and principals. And 8th is to support focused professional development.
An administrator must also promote a vision of high achievement for all students, establish measurable goals and monitor progress, institute accountability, and use data-driven instructional improvement. Superintendents and the school board need to provide support for teachers and principals by using student achievement data to identify ineffective or failing teachers and school administrators, create instructional support teams, and develop an effective and stable faculty. The support should be focused on professional development, and principals as instructional leadership should be a priority at the school level.
To maintain great expectations for student achievement, all staff should believe that all children will achieve to high levels. They will reflect, support, and encourage the district vision. Understand effective professional development. Bring together everyone involved to learn new skills, the teachers, the instructional aides, and the specialists together. Developed and support teacher leaders. Effective high poverty schools, either the principal or a teacher leader assume the essential roles in improving instruction. The primary job responsibility is to oversee instruction and know what was going on in the classroom, and no individual can do it all alone. Through leadership, collaboration, and distributive leadership, improving the classroom scores require both a teacher and a grade level team.
All right. In what I had read, it said most PLC time was focused around those who are prepared and supported externally to achieve, and DeFore and eager challenge educators to move beyond simply saying all kids can learn to how will we monitor learning and respond to students who struggle, as well as how will we ensure that all students reach academic proficiency. This is a challenge for most American schools. Fullen argues that to achieve the goals of last decade, which focused on accountability, leadership must become far more assertive and adept at at sustaining progress. This requires collaboration and deep learning communities focused on the work at hand and the complexities of maintaining progress and sustaining a culture of continuous improvement. Building and sustaining systematic capacity is the critical challenge, and there are 8 elements that must be accomplished in order to do this. The first one is public service with a moral purpose. The second one is a commitment to changing context at all levels. The third is lateral capacity building through networks. The fourth is intelligent accountability and vertical relationships. The fifth is deep learning. The sixth is the dual commitment to short-term and long-term results. The seventh is cyclical energizing. And the eighth is the long lever of leadership, which comes from Archimedes. Give me a lever long enough and I can change the world. And Fullen recognizes this lever is for sustainability as leadership.
Okay, and then at the end of the chapter there was a case study about a school in Idaho. It was high poverty Native American students. 79% lived at or below the poverty level. And basically it just talked about what this school district did over 3 years to improve test scores, or I'm sorry, over 5 years to improve test scores. And what they did is they created a curriculum aligned to state standards and assessment. They revised their schedule to include 2.5 hours of common planning and professional development each Friday. They initiated full-day kinder, reduced class size, initiated looping. They had extended after-school tutoring, increased daily instructional time in reading for all students. They used frequent assessments. They had clear learning targets. They used data to guide decision making. They hired a multicultural coordinator to work closely with students and families. They enhanced cultural understanding and appreciation for their culture and their native language. They engaged more parents and members of the community, and the administrators stayed the course and maintained commitment. And one of the big things that came out of that case study was just effective system-wide leadership is crucial for change. And the last part here, improvement through leadership. High poverty schools can achieve high performance, but need effective system-wide leadership. Without the leadership, achievement gains are not likely to be realized and sustained. Research has identified the relationship between effective leadership and improving achievement. Characteristics of high-performing, high-poverty schools are that they understand and hold high expectations for poor and culturally diverse students. They target low-performing students and schools, particularly in reading. They align, monitor, and manage the curriculum. They create a culture of data and assessment literacy. They build and sustain instructional capacity, reorganize time, space, and transitions, and engage parent and the community. So schools and communities work as partners. And we possess the knowledge and capacity to do this work, and leadership is the pivotal element that will tip a district toward effectively educating all students.
Okay. Thank you, team, for your roundtable discussion.